Lions are known as the kings of the savannah. But there's one animal even they have to be wary of. In your opinion, if these two species faced off, who would win? If you choose the lion, comment number 1. The African savanna stretches out with vast grasslands, interspersed with shrubs and seasonal waterholes. This is home to hundreds of animal species, from antelopes and zebras to elephants, rhinos, and top predators. The dry season makes water and food scarce. Herds of animals congregate around rivers and lakes, which is also when hunting is most frequent. In this ecosystem, lions are the dominant predators, and buffalo are among the most dangerous prey they can face. Wild buffalo are one of the most dangerous animals on the African continent. An adult male can weigh anywhere from 1,100 to over 2,000 pounds. The large horns merged into a hard, armor-like plate on the forehead, their massive bodies and incredible strength help them defend against many predators. Wild buffalo live in herds that can number up to hundreds of individuals. The females and young typically move in the center of the group. Each mother buffalo typically gives birth to only one calf after a gestation period of approximately 11 months. In the first few weeks of life, young buffaloes are always protected by the entire herd from lions, hyenas, and crocodiles. When an individual is in danger, the whole flock usually returns to help. Many adult males even actively engage in confrontations with predators. That's why many lion hunts end in unexpected ways. Hidden among the nearby bushes, a pride of lions is watching every move of a herd of wild buffalo. Lions are the only big cat species that live in prides. An adult male can weigh up to 550 pounds. Their strong jaws, sharp claws, and well-developed muscles make them one of Africa's most formidable predators. A lion pride typically consists of several lionesses who are related to each other and their cubs. Adult males take on the task of defending their territory against rivals. Lionesses are the primary predators. They work closely together to take down large prey such as zebras, wildebeest, and buffalo. Each lioness typically gives birth to 1 to 4 cubs after a gestation period of approximately 110 days. The young are cared for and protected by the entire pack. This solidarity has resulted in a much higher survival rate for the new generation compared to many other big cat species. To adapt to the harsh savanna environment, lions typically rest during the hottest hours of the day and are most active in the early morning, late afternoon, or at night. Their ability to coordinate as a group allows them to hunt prey many times larger than their own body weight. And today, the entire herd's eyes were fixed on the wild buffaloes ahead. Amidst the large herd of buffalo, an individual begins to slow down. It moved a short distance away from the others. That's exactly what the lions were waiting for. The lionesses immediately took notice. They lowered their bodies close to the ground. He used the yellow grass to conceal himself. Each step was almost silent. The gap is constantly narrowing. The buffalo still hadn't realized the danger approaching. The hunt is approaching its decisive moment. Suddenly, a lioness leaped out of the bushes. The other lions all sped up at the same time. The buffalo sensed danger and immediately ran away. The sound of heavy hooves echoed across the grassland. Dust kicked up with every step. The pride of lions split into several groups. Trying to close the gap, a tense chase begins. Comment number 2. If you think buffalo are the most dangerous predators that lions regularly hunt, the gap is narrowing. A lioness quietly approached from behind. Suddenly, the buffalo stopped, turned around, and lowered its enormous horns, charging straight forward. The lions had to dodge because even a single charge would be dangerous. Just then, the other buffaloes returned, their hooves clattering loudly. Realizing the situation was unfavorable, the lions retreated. In the savanna, strength comes not only from muscle but also from the unity of the entire herd. The confrontation between buffalo and lions is just a small part of the larger picture of Africa. In that same land, hundreds of other animal species are also fighting for survival. Some species live by speed, some species survive by sheer strength. Some species live by being vigilant, and there are also species that can only survive by living in groups. While buffalo survive by sheer strength, zebras survive through speed and the chaos of the entire herd. Zebras are a common prey for lions, hyenas, and crocodiles in the African savanna. Their most distinctive feature is their coat with its characteristic black and white stripes. No two zebras have exactly the same pattern. When the entire pack moves together, these stripes create a visual confusion effect, making it difficult for predators to identify their target. Zebras are social animals that live in herds. They usually move in groups of a few dozen to hundreds of individuals in search of grass and water sources. Multiple pairs of eyes observing together help the entire pack detect danger from a greater distance. Female zebras have a gestation period of approximately 13 months and usually give birth to only one foal at a time. The young can stand up after only a short time and quickly run after their mother to rejoin the herd. A lone zebra is very easy to hunt, but when hundreds of individuals are moving together, choosing the right target becomes a challenge for any predator. They are not as strong as buffalo. However, zebras have very strong hind legs. A well-placed kick can generate significant force, deterring many predators. But on long journeys, wildebeest are the species that have to gamble with their lives the most. Each year, millions of wildebeest begin their migration through the Serengeti and Masai Mara. They migrate in response to the rains, the fresh pastures, and instincts that have been maintained for generations. Wildebeest live in enormous herds, which can number in the tens of thousands at once. The males possess a pair of strong, curved horns, while the young can stand up and follow their mother shortly after birth. Their journeys span hundreds, even thousands of miles each year, in search of food and water. But that journey was never easy. On the grasslands, lions and hyenas constantly monitor every move of the entire pack. As the river crosses, Nile crocodiles lie in silent wait beneath the murky water. For wildebeest, migration is more than just a journey in search of food. It is a harsh test of survival, where only those with sufficient endurance and luck can continue the journey, a journey of thousands of kilometers just to find food and water. Leave a comment 0 if you also find them incredibly resilient. Leaving behind their perilous migration, the savanna also boasts gentle, but not weak giants. Giraffes are the tallest land animals. An adult can grow up to 18 feet tall and weigh around 4,200 pounds. Their most distinctive features are their very long necks, long legs, and coats with characteristic patterns. No two individuals possess exactly the same pattern. Their long necks allow them to eat leaves on high branches that many other species cannot reach. Their high-positioned eyes also help them detect danger from a distance in the savanna. Giraffes typically live in small herds and move around actively in search of food. A pregnant female giraffe is approximately 5 months and usually only give birth a baby. Shortly after birth, fawns are able to stand up and follow their mothers. Despite their gentle appearance, giraffes are not weak at all. When cornered and forced to defend themselves, they can unleash incredibly powerful kicks with their long legs, enough to make many predators wary. For giraffes, height is not just an advantage in finding food, it also serves as a tool for observation, warning, and survival in the vast savanna. And while giraffes impress with their height, African elephants reign supreme with their enormous size. African elephants are the largest land animals on the planet. An adult individual can stand approximately 13 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh between 8,000 and over 13,000 pounds. Their most recognizable features are their enormous ears, long, flexible trunk, and distinctive curved tusks. The trunk is used for breathing, drinking water, finding food, and communicating with other members of the species. Elephants are very close-knit social animals that live in large herds. A herd typically consists of several females and calves. Led by the oldest and most experienced female elephant, it memorizes the locations of water sources, pastures, and safe routes throughout the dry season. Female elephants have a gestation period of approximately 22 months, the longest among land mammals. They usually only give birth to one baby elephant at a time. Immediately after birth, baby elephants are always protected, assisted by their mothers and the entire herd in moving around and finding food. With their enormous size, excellent memory, and strong herd solidarity, adult elephants have virtually no natural enemies in the savanna. However, baby elephants can still be in danger if they are separated from their mothers or stray from the protection of the herd. It is their strength, intelligence, and herd spirit that have made African elephants one of the most successful animals in surviving on the vast grasslands. But besides elephants, the savanna also has an armored warrior that even lions avoid. Rhinoceroses are one of the largest land animals in Africa. An adult individual can weigh from 3,000 to over 5,000 pounds and be about 13 feet long. Their most distinctive features are their massive bodies, thick skin like a natural suit of armor, and a large horn-like protrusion on their noses. Despite their poor eyesight, rhinoceroses possess exceptionally keen senses of smell and hearing, enabling them to quickly detect changes in their surroundings. Rhinos usually live alone or in small groups, except for mother rhinos who accompany their young. Female rhinos have a gestation period of about 16 months and usually give birth to only one calf at a time. The young will follow their mother for many years to learn how to find food, water, and avoid threats in the savanna. When feeling threatened, rhinos can charge forward at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour, using their body weight and horns to defend themselves. Thanks to their large size, thick skin, and considerable strength, a healthy adult rhinoceros rarely becomes a target for predators. In the African savanna, the rhinoceros is a symbol of strength, resilience, and the ability to survive in a harsh environment. Leaving the dry land and heading towards the rivers, another force awaits beneath the murky waters. For hippos, water is more than just a place to cool their bodies. That is territory. It is prepared to defend at all costs. Hippopotamuses are often seen bathing in water, but that slow appearance is very deceptive. Hippopotamuses are one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. An adult body can weigh from approximately 3,300 to over 6,600 pounds with thick, almost hairless skin and a huge head. Their jaws can open nearly 180 degrees, revealing long fangs, 20-inch, powerful enough to crush bones. During the day, they spend most of their time in rivers and lakes to escape the heat. As night falls, the hippos leave the water and walk away. A few miles to graze and find food. Each adult male is highly territorial. They are willing to engage in fierce battles to protect their habitat, even confronting crocodiles or other hippos. What's remarkable is that hippos often give birth right underwater. Baby hippos are born knowing how to surface, to breathe, and always swim close to their mothers during the first few months of their lives. The mother cow is very protective of her calf, making any predator wary. In rivers and lakes, even crocodiles have to be cautious when swimming near a mature hippopotamus. For hippos, water is more than just a place to cool their bodies. That is territory. It is prepared to defend at all costs. If you enjoy stories of wildlife survival, subscribe to the channel to continue exploring the most intense confrontations in nature, but away from the river. The rules of survival on the steppe are completely different. African wild dogs are not as big as lions, not as strong as hyenas, but they are one of the most successful predator species in Africa. Their fur is a mix of black, brown, and white. Each individual has a different pattern. Their large ears help them detect sounds from very far away. An adult typically weighs around 80 pounds. Their compact size allows them to run for extended periods. Their secret lies in coordination. The entire pack chases after the prey. They take turns applying pressure until the target is exhausted. But stray dogs also have formidable enemies. Lions often attack them to eliminate competitors. Spotted hyenas have repeatedly stolen the fruits of hunting. Young animals or those traveling alone can also become targets for leopards. To survive, the entire herd is constantly on the move and supporting each other. They communicate through sounds and gestures. Let's protect our children together, hunting together. In the world of stray dogs, power does not lie in one individual. It lies in the unity of the entire group. The African savanna unfolds under the intense sun, where dry winds whip dust across golden grasslands stretching to the horizon. In this land, every living creature must live in a state of vigilance. Herds of antelopes, zebras, wildebeest, and many other herbivores migrate daily in search of food, water, and safe shelter. From a distance, the grassland may appear peaceful, but beneath that apparent peace lies a world of constant tension. Hidden in the tall grass, under the shade of sparse trees, or on the edge of a distracted herd, predators silently observe. Every small movement can become a signal. Every moment of carelessness can open the door for death to draw closer. In that world, cheetahs are not the most powerful predators. It doesn't have the weight or the overwhelming pounce of a lion, They lack the ability to blend in and hide as stealthily as a leopard. They also don't hunt in persistent packs like African wild dogs. But cheetahs still maintain their unique position on the savanna with a special weapon, speed. Once it starts charging, the hunt is no longer a waiting game. Everything was decided in a matter of seconds. Or it catches its prey, or the meal will disappear into the vast expanse of grass. To understand how cheetahs can survive in this harsh environment, one must look at their own bodies. An adult cheetah typically weighs between 75 and 125 pounds. Compared to large lions or leopards, it is much smaller and has no advantage in direct confrontations.
Just taking the tire off.
A bit.
But cheetahs weren't bred to fight. Its body is designed for bursts of speed. A slender build helps reduce drag when running. Its long legs allowed it to stride quickly across the open ground. The deep rib cage, containing the heart and lungs, works intensely when the chase begins. In particular, its flexible spine allows its body to contract and extend continuously, making each stride potentially longer than 20 feet. Over short distances, cheetahs can reach speeds of around 60 to 70 miles per hour. That's a terrifying speed for any prey if it gets too close. Its long tail helps it maintain balance when changing direction. When prey suddenly swerves to the left or sharply to the right, the tail acts like a rudder, helping the cheetah turn quickly without losing momentum. The fact that their claws don't retract completely helps cheetahs grip the ground better. They function similarly to sprinters' spiked boots. However, cheetahs can only maintain their maximum speed for about 20 to 30 seconds. Then, its body will quickly overheat and become exhausted. Therefore, cheetahs must choose their targets carefully It needs to get close enough before accelerating. Every hunt must be completed quickly and precisely. On the African savanna, cheetahs don't win by brute force. It won thanks to distance, timing, and speed. The gazelle is one of the cheetah's common prey. However, familiarity doesn't mean it's easy to hunt. An adult gazelle typically weighs between 40 and 80 pounds. Their lightweight bodies, long legs, and quick reflexes allow them to move very nimbly across wide areas of land. When danger is detected, gazelles can accelerate to about 50 miles per hour for short distances. But speed isn't their only advantage. What makes gazelles so difficult to take down is their ability to change direction constantly. They might be running straight ahead and then suddenly swerve to one side. It can be bent in the opposite direction in just a moment. Those sudden changes of direction disrupt the predator's rhythm, exhaust its energy, and cause it to miss opportunities to get close. Gazelle did not live alone either. They usually move in groups to increase their ability to detect danger. When one bird lifts its head, stops eating, or notices unusual movement in the grass, the entire flock can react immediately. Even the slightest signal is enough to send dozens of them running away. Gazelles don't have the heavy build of wildebeests. They don't have the same strong defenses as wild buffaloes. But they have alertness, reflexes, and speed. Therefore, the hunt between a cheetah and a gazelle is not simply a confrontation between the strong and the weak. It was a race between two creatures, both born to run. One side needs to finish everything within a few dozen seconds. The other side only needs to escape the initial moment of danger to regain their life. And that's what makes the hunt even more intense. Amidst the dry grass, the cheetah lowered its body and silently approached the gazelles engrossed in grazing. It didn't rush out immediately. A successful hunt requires not only speed but also patience and precise calculations. The cheetah focused on a gazelle at the edge of the herd. slightly detached from its pack and momentarily off guard. Each step was slow and almost silent. The gap is gradually narrowing. In the stillness of the step, the real hunt begins before the prey even realizes the danger approaching. Don't take your eyes off the screen, because the moment a cheetah makes its burst of speed can happen at any time. The cheetah suddenly leaped out of the grass, causing the gazelles to panic and flee. It accelerates extremely quickly and focuses on pursuing a single target amidst a herd that is scattering in many directions. Even though the gazelle constantly changed direction to shake it off, the cheetah remained close thanks to its ability to maintain balance with its long tail and the grip of its claws. The distance between predator and prey is constantly shrinking. This is a short but decisive race, where even a moment of delay can change the fate of both. The chase between the cheetah and the gazelle lasted only a few seconds, but it was a moment that determined the survival of both. The gazelle constantly changed direction to escape, while the cheetah tried to unbalance its prey with precise leg strikes. Whether successful or unsuccessful, every hunt consumes a great deal of energy. On the savannah, the smell of fresh meat can quickly attract unwelcome guests such as hyenas, lions, or vultures. If the hunt fails, all the effort put in becomes almost useless. The cheetah could only stand silently in the middle of the grassland, catching its breath and patiently waiting for the next opportunity. For cheetahs, every hunt is like a risky gamble. It doesn't possess the overwhelming strength of a lion, nor is it capable of protecting prey for extended periods. Its greatest weapons are simply its speed, precise calculation abilities, and the timing of its strike. If you miss the opportunity, it can disappear. But if the strike is perfectly executed, those few short seconds can decide the outcome of an entire meal. After the chase between the cheetah and the gazelle, the African savanna becomes quiet again. But on the savanna, quiet doesn't necessarily mean safety. Not all species survive thanks to speed or strength. There are creatures that look clumsy, even easily underestimated, but still survive, using very unique strategies. One of them is the warthog. He doesn't look like a warrior of the steppe. Their short stature, large heads, relatively short legs, and somewhat clumsy running style make them less noticeable among the more agile animals around them. Their faces were marked with prominent lumps on both cheeks. That characteristic is also what gives this animal its name, the warthog. But in nature, very few characteristics exist without a reason. These humps help protect the face, especially in male warthogs, when they fight for territory or mates. Behind that strange appearance lies a creature far more resilient than it initially appears. An adult individual can weigh anywhere from approximately 110 to over 300 pounds. They possess a pair of curved, sharp fangs that are dangerous enough to make many predators think twice before attacking. When cornered, warthogs can turn and charge straight at their opponent, using their hard heads and tusks to defend themselves. In the harsh savanna, appearances can sometimes be deceiving, and warthogs are clear proof that the clumsy-looking are not necessarily the weak. To survive, warthogs need more than just tusks. They need to be vigilant every moment. During the day, warthogs usually leave their shelters to forage for food. They feed on grass, roots, tubers, fallen fruit, and many other small food sources that this arid land can provide. A very familiar sight is that of a warthog kneeling on its front legs while grazing. That posture might look funny, but it helps them eat closer to the ground more effectively. However, on the savanna, bowing for too long is always a risk. Just a few seconds of distraction are enough for danger to approach. From the bushes, leopards can silently observe From behind, African wild dogs can begin to tighten their grip. And hidden in the golden grass, a lioness can silently close the distance before her prey even realizes it. Therefore, warthogs never really eat in peace. Their ears constantly rotate in response to surrounding sounds. The nose sniffs out every gust of wind. His eyes scanned for small movements at the edge of the meadow. For warthogs, even a normal meal can turn into a life or death escape, and as the sun went low, the most important place for them was no longer the grass, but the cave. Warthogs often utilize abandoned burrows to escape the intense heat during the day and to hide from predators at night. They have a rather unique defense mechanism. They always retreat into their burrows using their hindquarters, keeping their heads and tusks pointed straight out of the burrow entrance. As a result, any predator attempting to approach would face them directly in their most potent weapon. For the mother warthog, the burrow also serves as a safe haven to protect her young during the first few weeks of life. In the harsh environment of the savannah, small and vulnerable young animals are always her goals, the easiest targets for predators. Late afternoon on the prairie. The mother warthog leads her piglets out of the den to forage for food. The young ones followed behind. At the edge of the bush, a geese lay still. Observing, it waited for the right moment to attack. The mother warthog suddenly stopped, ears perked up, nose pointing in the direction of the wind. It sensed danger nearby. The mother warthog immediately gave a warning signal. The cubs quickly turned and ran back towards the cave. When danger arises, warthogs can run at speeds of nearly 30 miles per hour. The mother warthog leads her litter toward the burrow, her erect tail helping them stay in touch amidst the tall grass. Behind them, the cheetah focuses on the smallest cub that is gradually separating from the pack. When a young one stumbles, the mother warthog immediately turns her head to shield her offspring from the predator. With its head bowed low and its fangs pointed forward, it forced the cheetah to stop. For a lone predator, injury can mean starvation. Amidst the endless grasslands of the Serengeti, zebras emerge as vibrant symbols of the harmonious blend of beauty and survival instinct. Their black and white striped plumage is not only a magical contrast against the backdrop of the scorching golden savanna, but also the perfect camouflage to help them escape the watchful eyes of predators. With its steady stance, vigilant gaze, and every step, the zebra is a silent declaration of a species that, while lacking sharp claws or overwhelming strength, has proudly survived through millions of years of evolution. On the African savanna, zebras not only face the dangers of harsh nature, but also must survive against some of the most fearsome predators, deadly ambushers lurking in every blade of grass and every stream. They are not weak, easily subdued prey. Zebras are true warriors, surviving through resilience and strategy in the fierce battle for survival in the wild. On the African savanna, zebras not only face the dangers of harsh nature, but also must survive against some of the most fearsome predators, deadly ambushers, lurking in every blade of grass and every stream. First and foremost, we must mention lion, a dominant predator with superior strength and sophisticated hunting tactics. With their muscular bodies and explosive speed in short chases, lions often hide in dense bushes, patiently stalking their prey and organizing attacks in pack formations. They target weak or isolated individuals, delivering a fatal blow when the prey is off guard. Equally dangerous, hyena. Again, it is a predator with a ruthless and opportunistic approach. Underwater, Nile crocodile. It is a silent nightmare whenever zebras have to cross the river during their migration. The wild world has always operated in a very harsh way. Each species must find its own way to survive amidst hunts, escapes, and unforeseen dangers. There is a winner. Some will fall, but they all contribute to the cycle of nature. If you enjoy survival stories in the animal world, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to follow our upcoming videos.